I will also apologise at the outset for referring to Samantha as Samantha. There will be no sounds. Anyway, I'll move on to where I first came across Samantha and Louise. I'll start with Louise, and my first recollection of Louise was in the undergraduate law library at Cardiff University way back in 2000. Louise probably doesn't remember this occasion, but I was sat opposite to Louise in a comfy chair in the sort of reference section of the law library, and I think we were both being given a library tour as freshers, if I remember rightly. I heard Louise speak to her neighbour, and I heard her lovely Northern Irish twang. This to a boy with sort of Northern Irish Presbyterian roots was very reassuring. I must confess, I only recall her accent and not the content of what she said. And I'm sure Louise noted that this strange boy was looking over to her and decided for the next 3 years that this was a guy to be avoided. On one of these occasions, it's been mentioned before by David about Louise's sporting credentials, and we played in a party political five-a-side football match. We were playing for opposing teams, Louise for the Conservatives, and I for the Liberal Democrats. Louise showed her undoubted footballing finesse, and her team thrashed us, unfortunately. I hope the scoreline won't be repeated at the next general election, and it'll be a little bit more respectable for us. I know Louise still plays football now for a girls' football team in London, and I've told Louise that if ever she wants a rematch, that I won't be available. I did not encounter Samantha until 2004, when she was in a legal practice course in Cardiff. And I think the authorities that be at the university were aware that there could be trouble if they put us together for the same classes. Therefore, my first recollection of Samantha came from observing from afar. I confess my first sightings of both Samantha and Louise sound a bit Peeping Tomish. I, being very studious and boring, always arrived at my lectures on time. There was a girl whose name I did not know, who would always come into the lecture theatre 10 minutes late, looking like she had a good evening the night before. She would always enter stage right and quickly sit in the first row, trying to avoid eye contact with the lecturer. A year down the line, I got to know this girl, the enigma that is Samantha Magnus. Soon after completing the LPC, I began to work at Cornelius Solicitors in the exciting world of Mines chest disease claims. If you had a cough and worked down a coal mine, I was your man. It's true. You may laugh. If you're a lady and sort work at Cornelius, you know